Um, all right. One of the last episodes, the last solo episode we had called Chili Boy or something like that. Was it Chili Baby? Chili Boy? Chili Baby? Chili, Pickle Chili. And it was about a month ago, and a man called in who had lost his girlfriend to cancer. So we're going to take a quick listen to that.
Hey Theo, hope you're doing well. I'm calling you today to see if I can get your perspective on something. My girlfriend of 4 years, she passed away 5.5 months ago. It wasn't not a surprise, but she had cancer. We thought that she had a little more time, but since then I've spent most of my time doing nothing. I would visit her grave every day for months, which is good, I guess, for getting out.
He goes and visits her grave every day, you would say, for months onward. Man, thank you for sharing this, brother.
Of my apartment, but I would just let the time pass, But recently I've started going back to school full time and working again. And honestly, I feel like I'm just doing it because it's expected of me, from like people around me, my family, and like peers. I guess another reason for that is I'm pretty young, but so maybe some people just expect me to move forward pretty fast, but I don't want to, I just sometimes you feel like I feel like I was like left behind,
Yeah, thank you for the call, brother. And we discussed this on a previous episode, but we got some calls that came in, and I wanted to listen to some of them here, just so you can get an idea. As always, the hotline guide is 985-664-9503. And here's a call that came in about grief. We asked callers if they had any suggestions for that gentleman, and here's some of the responses that we got.
Hey, Theo. Man, love your show, bro. Listen to you every day or every time you make a podcast. I'm actually listening to Pickle Chili right now. And I heard the caller call in about he lost his girlfriend or whatever. And you asked some people to call in, give some ideas of how maybe he can handle this situation. And look, I actually lost my daughter 5 years ago to this day, from a brain aneurysm. And I guess the only advice I can say is, look, man, don't let nobody tell you how long you should grieve. It's going to be different for everyone because not every situation is going to be built the same. So do it at your own speed, man. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to want to get involved and tell you how you should do these, but you have to experience this the way that you need to experience this to make it right for you. I have dreams about my daughter often, man. And it's funny because like in my dreams, I know she's passed away and I know she's not with her. So while I'm dreaming, I just try to hug her and talk to her and make that dream last as long as I can. And look, bro, miss her every day. I talk to my daughter. Every night before I say a prayer, I talk to my daughter, and I've been doing that since the day she's passed away. And look, last but not least, bro, this doesn't get easier. It really doesn't. It just becomes a new type of normal. If that makes some sense, bro. Man, Theo, gang, love you, bro.
Love you too, bro. Thank you, man. Man, that's a lot. That's nice of him to call. He called out of Louisiana. I see that area code 337 over there. And you can hear the bayou in the back of his throat right there. Yeah, I remember after my dad was gone, even still, sometimes if I'm having like a tough day, whenever I go to sleep at night, I'll hope that I get to see him or that he shows up, And then sometimes it's like gets to be further sometimes it's like further and further between times. And then, yeah, and it's just like you just wish you hope that somebody will be there. But then sometimes they are in your dream. And yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a really nice sentiment to share. Thank you for that call. Let's take another call here.
Hey, Theo. Hey, man, just wanted to call in response, listening to the Pickle Chili podcast and the guy
Thank you for listening, man. I appreciate that. Thank anybody who listened.
that lost his girlfriend and after 5 months. Wanted to respond as somebody that's been through that too. Lost my fiance, high school sweethearts. Day before my birthday, she was in a car accident. And it's tough, man. It's somebody that you've been with for 7 years. At a young age, I was 21, she's 20, so it's kind of rough. But just wanted to respond to him and let him know the things that have helped me, and maybe it'll help him and somebody else. And the biggest thing is I got all those the same symptoms as him. Didn't want to do anything. You lose your purpose in life, and some things that you touched on, Theo. You want to dream, you want to feel all that again, and it's all true. But the thing that helped me the most is surround yourself with friends and family, and those things right there, the people that love and support you. I'm still close with her family, and those things help you get through it, man. So anytime I'm having those rough days and weeks, and you just, like you said, get out, surround yourself with people that love you and your friends. Go do some things with your friends. They're always there for you. And I got a dog, and that really helped me get through that too, man. You always got somebody excited to see you when you get home. And that's it, man. That's really the answer. You'll never forget. You'll never move on completely. You hope to have a normal life. But the things that help you push through it are going to be just love. Surround yourself with people who love you.
Amen, man. Yeah, there's a song. There's a song by this guy, Stephen Wilson Jr. Thank you for that call, and thank you to the caller previously too, and thank you guys for both sharing your experience with loss. Yeah, there's this song, "Grief." Is that by Stephen Wilson Jr. And it's "Grief is only love that has nowhere to go." And I thought about that. I thought about that since that gentleman called in. Because love is this feeling that it has to land on someone or an object. It has to land on something, right? Like a person, place. Love has to have a place to land. If you love, like you can love yourself, but that's more like integrity and confidence, and then it can even drift into ego or whatever. But when you really love, you love someone, And so love is really, it's an outward thing. It's yours, but if it's active, it's not yours. It's like a bridge almost, kind of. And then, once that recipient is gone, once that place where it was landing is gone, it's like, it almost becomes, it's crazy that something that is so wonderful can become so painful, because then you have all these same feelings, but they don't have the place to land. I remember when my father died. I remember I was at his funeral, and it was like the most scariest thing ever. There was people there that I didn't know any of them, and this family that I just moved in with, the dad took me over there, and some of our neighbors went with me, and I just remember it was all these feelings that I think I didn't even know that I'd had, that I wanted to be for my father, and I didn't even know I had them. And now it was just like they hit a dam, they just would never have a place to go. And I just remember like just so much tears and like crying, and like it would be like going into the cracks of the floor. And I just wanted to be one of those tears. I wanted to just disappear. Let's take some other calls, man. And we're not trying to make that I guess it can't help but be like sad, but I think it's real, right? And it's real. This is, life is real, and it's full of real things. And I'm just glad we don't have to go through them alone. So that's a nice thought to have right now.
Hey, Theo. I'm replying to the gentleman that had recently lost a girlfriend. I had lost my girlfriend back in 2018, so it's going on 7 years now. It's tough, and it sounds like he was looking for answers when, the only thing that I could say is, like, it sounds like he's on the right track. And if I was him, I would just choose to live through the memories that they shared together. I remember my girlfriend always telling me that, she thought I was a good teacher. And so now I'm in a field where I'm able to teach people things. And I just feel like every time I do, it reminds me of her. And there's just like, it's no longer a sadness anymore. There's a happiness in it. And
yeah. It's funny. Thank you. Sorry, I'm belching. I had a little bit of Celsius, but thank you for the call, man. I remember my dad. Like one of the only things I remember he said to me ever in my life was that I was a survivor. He used to always say that you're a survivor, and maybe he knew that because he was so old that it would be something that I would need. I don't know, but it's like one thing that I just feel like, or relate to or something. Like I'm going to get through this, I guess, So I think that's really magical that when you act out something that somebody who loves you told you were, when you do those things, that you are kind of servicing that relationship that's no longer there. Like if she says that, where you said this part.
I remember my girlfriend always telling me that, she thought I was a good teacher. And so now I'm in a field where I'm able to teach people things. And
yeah, I could totally see that, man. That by then teaching that you feel like you're honoring her, and it makes you feel that same way that you felt when she told you it was something that you did really well. Yeah. It's interesting how we figure out how to keep going in the world, all of us. And that we want to. That's one thing that I think is amazing about life, is this will to survive, right? It's like you have a man that lost his daughter, and he's, and it's like he wants to go and at least wake up and see the day every day because, probably through his eyes, his daughter somehow gets to see the day as well. I think there's just something in us that wants to survive so much. And I don't even know what to say about that or what I think about that thought. But thank you for that call, man. Thanks for sharing that. All right, let's take one more call.
Hey, Theo. This is Tyler from Cincinnati.
Hey, Tyler, thank you for calling, dude. Cincinnati over there. Will the Bengals have a decent defense? I don't know. All the money's on the offensive side of the ball. It feels like if they let Trey Hendrickson go. Now, with that said, is it a Joe Burrow make or break year? We'll see about that, baby. Onward, brother.
I don't have personal experience with a loss of an immediate loved one, but I've walked next to someone who has, and our church offers counseling around that. And one of the resources we use is this book called Dark Clouds, Deep Mercy.
I
highly recommend it to everyone who is dealing with loss, and I buy it for anyone close to me that I hear has a loved one who they've lost, and they've found some peace from that book. Yeah, hopefully that could be a resource to some people who are listening. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for that suggestion, man. I know there's a lot of grief books out there and stuff, but it's just like, how do you go through it? Yeah. It's interesting. The young man who called earlier, the original call was saying that he felt like he got left behind. Yeah. It's all kind of fascinating. Even though it's so sad. I was the other day, this came up on my feed when I was thinking about grief. And it's Jim Carrey once said, or this site attributes it to him. Grief is not just an emotion. It's an unraveling, a space where something once lived but is now gone. It carves through you, leaving a hollow ache where love once resided. In the beginning, it feels unbearable, like a wound that will never close. But over time, the raw edges begin to mend. The pain softens, but the imprint remains, a quiet reminder of what once was. The truth is, you never really move on, you move with it. The love you have does not disappear, it transforms. It lingers in the echoes of laughter, in the warmth of old memories, in the silent moments where you still reach for what is no longer there. And that's okay. Grief is not a burden to be hidden. It's not a weakness to be ashamed of. It is the deepest proof that love existed, that something beautiful once touched your life. So let yourself feel it. Let yourself mourn. Let yourself remember. There is no timeline. There is no right way to grieve. Some days will be heavy and some will feel lighter. Some moments will bring unexpected waves of sadness, while others will fill you with gratitude for the love you were lucky enough to experience. Honor your grief, for it is sacred. It is a testament to the depth of your heart. And in time, through the pain, you will find healing, not because you have forgotten, but because you have learned how to carry both love and loss together. Man, that's pretty powerful. Yeah, whenever I had heard that quote, that grief is only love that has no place to go. It's a great song, too, by Stephen Wilson Jr. I don't believe that the quote is his, but it's a great song. Yeah, like you have memories, and sometimes even just telling a funny story about someone that's gone can almost make you have the same feeling as if they are still alive sometimes. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to that. I know some of that stuff's kind of heavy and stuff to think about, but it's nice to take moments to think about people and just hear just be alive. Yeah, it's nice to just be alive. Yeah, I don't mean that. I just mean it's, I don't know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, thank you everybody who made some calls and called in. There was a lot of nice calls and suggestions. We tried to put some together there.